Hi, my name is Yarza. I'm in my kitchen, and today I want to talk to you about my favorite dish, beef stew. So this is a dish I made when I was studying abroad in Italy, and back then some of the ingredients we used were your beef. Obviously, you're going to want to cube it. You're going to want your vegetables like onions, potatoes, celery, carrots. You're going to want some tomato paste, some beef stock, some red wine for a better flavor, um, some herbs like rosemary or thyme is what I use, and a few seasonings. So we have our beef, and then we added in some oil. We seasoned it with some black pepper, some onion, some garlic powder, some tomato paste for acidity, and some salt. Remember, salt is important because it draws more moisture and flavor out of the beef. And then once it starts browning, it's going to undergo the Maillard reaction with those amino acids and sugars in the beef, and it's going to make it really flavorful, which is also going to make, in turn, our stew really flavorful. So once we're done browning our beef, we're going to take it out. We're going to add in some more oil, and then we're going to start caramelizing our onions. Obviously chopped. But as you're caramelizing your onions, what happens is two things. One, the heat is like breaking down the cell walls of the onions, and that's going to bring out water, sugar, and it's going to undergo the Maillard reaction. But also with onions, something called pyrolysis happens. And pyrolysis is just where those sugars in the onions that are coming out, they break down from polysaccharides, disaccharides into monosaccharides, which is what makes onions so sweet as you caramelize them. So now we have our caramelized onions, we have our beef, and then this is where we start adding everything else. We're going to add in our beef stock, we're going to add in our red wine, and we're going to throw in our vegetables, our aromatics like bay leaves, thyme, rosemary, and then we're also going to add in potatoes. And I want to talk a little bit about potatoes for a little bit. A big reason why people add potatoes to stew is because it's very starchy. So it has that amylose, that amylopectin, and as the stew gets hotter, as it cooks, that amylose and amylopectin is gonna gelatinize and it's gonna make the stew thicker. It's also why people add cornstarch into stews to make it thicker. So at this point, everything's in a pot, and now we're just gonna let this cook on medium heat for like a few hours or however long you think it takes. But while this is cooking, a few more things are gonna happen, right? So we have our vegetables like our carrots, our potatoes, our celery, and the heat in the stew is gonna break down those cell walls, and it's gonna help make it really tender, really soft. And also what happens with the beef is that as it's cooking, the collagen inside the beef is gonna start breaking down, and that's also gonna gelatinize, which also is gonna help our stew thicken up. And after letting your stew simmer for a few hours, you're gonna have a really hearty, really savory, a really warm stew that's perfect for winter. And again, I first made this dish when I was in Italy. I made it for Thanksgiving actually, and it was so delicious. I had it with my friends. It was a really good memory for me, and that's why I wanted to share it with you and the science of what goes on behind it. And I also just wanted to include like a little clip of the actual stew I made because, hey, just for fun. But thank you for watching my video. Look at our labor of love. Oh my God, it looks so good.
Oh my God.